Supplementary, the member from London West.
Thank you, Speaker. Again to the Acting Premier. The report released today by the Ontario Autism Coalition makes clear that the education system is failing students with autism and that the supports that are available to students vary widely across the province. It's no wonder, Speaker, this year 25 school boards received $8 million less in special education funding than the year before, and according to People for Education, 79% of school boards are spending more on special education funding than they receive from the province. Speaker, when will this Liberal government accept its responsibility to provide the funding, training and resources that students with autism need to be successful at school, regardless of where they live in Ontario?
Thank you. Minister.
Minister of Education.
Minister of Education.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the member for the opportunity to address this question, because one of the things that we do in our education system is to ensure that 6 months before a child with autism comes into our schools, that there's a transition team that meets together with the school boards, the families, as well as any therapists that are supporting that child, Mr. Speaker, to develop a transition plan, Mr. Speaker, and to ensure that 6 months after they are in school, that they are continuously monitored and checked in. Mr. Speaker, we want to ensure that students with autism receive the supports that they need, and we have 20,000 students with autism who are in our schools. Mr. Speaker, they're getting the much-needed support. I want to say to the member opposite, in your plan in 2014, there was no mention at all, Mr. Speaker, of education. There was no plan in place other than to cut $600 million out of the funding for education and health.